Don't go yet. I'm not ready.
You're not ready.
I'm not ready.
No, you're not ready. Oh no, he's not ready.
Oh, I didn't put the. Oh,
You forgot an R.
I put. Ah! What? What did you say?
You forgot an R. You
What?
put murder on the Yangtze River. Murder on the Yangtze River.
Okay. I put an R. I meant. Oh God, why is it closed? Where did it go? God damn it! Where did it go? Oh God, my Twitch. I swear I put an R. There, I fixed it.
We will all know. Everyone's here will know that it was Wiv.
I don't care.
I love you.
I love you too.
Wiv. Anyway, welcome, friends. Thanks for joining us as we play new game today.
I can't do my intro yet. I'm trying to promote it places.
Yes, I will do my intro.
You're not streaming.
You don't know this.
Well, then you didn't tell me you were streaming.
I may or may not be streaming. And by may or may not, I mean not or may.
You're definitely not.
Secrets.
Mm.
Welcome to Quietly Existing channel. You can check me out over at Quietly Existing. Quietly. I can't spell, guys.
It's your fucking username.
Yeah, but sometimes you forget there's a T in quiet.
How? It's like the main letter of the word.
Because I'm bad at typing.
Quietly existing? Quietly?
I'm doing my best.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Quietly existing.
Anyway, so check me out at
you're gonna make fun of me missing the letter river, and you're gonna spell it. You're gonna forget the T in quietly, and then admit it out loud for everyone to hear.
Yes. Anyway, cause check me out at Quietly Existing, and where I play silly games sometimes, and it's demo week.
You know, like no one's here yet, right? Like I usually wait 10 minutes to do my intro for this exact reason.
Yeah, but I'm doing my intro for my stream that I'm streaming, so you know.
You're not.
Yeah. So I play silly little games over at my channel at Quietly Existing, where I do silly little things, and then also recently on my channel I've been streaming Homestuck, the game in which you are stuck at home forever. I'm reading that with my friends, the Zodiac Lord, Letters of Sky, and Gunna, where we all play certain characters and we're reading a script, and I take the part of Jade, and also Diamond Droog, and also what?
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? I'm Diamond Droog.
I know it is. It's just the fact that you fucking bothered to mention it.
And the part of Nanny and the part of the mayor. I have all of these parts so far. So check us out there. And you can also check me out on a VOD channel called The VOD Lord, where I was on Jay Leclue and other games like Karma Clock. And
your intro has taken like 2 minutes. I want you to know this.
I am not done with my intro yet. I have to finish my intro.
This is quite a lot for an intro.
Other things. So check me out there. And you can also check out my friend the Zodiac Lord at his channel, where we are currently streaming Murders on the Yangtze River, which is at thezodiaclord.com.
No, there's not at thezodiaclord.com. No, that's not. Now you're just literally spreading misinformation.
You can check him out at thezodiaclord.com.
No, that doesn't exist.
You can check him out at the Zodiac Lord on twitch.tv, where he streams games sometimes.
They're watching it here. They're already watching it on my channel. They know where it is.
No, because remember, I'm streaming.
No, you're not! I'm not feeding this delusion. You've taken up a whole 3 to 4 minutes of my time. Just rambling.
I have to finish my intro.
No, you finished it 3 minutes ago.
Kevin. Anyway,
you're just rambling now.
I'm not. This is very important things for people to know. Anyway, so the food of the week is spaghetti and cupcakes.
That's not your intro. That's you just saying words.
No, he's not part of the intro.
I'm going to mute you.
Very important. No. I did not.
I have the power to kick you from this call. I will exercise it.
I am insecure, and I am trying to intro to the chat.
It's not an intro. The food of the week is not an intro.
It's a part of the intro.
No, it's not. You've never done that before.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
Just because you're not there at the first 5 minutes of my stream where I talk about all this important information doesn't mean that it doesn't happen.
No. It doesn't happen. I can almost guarantee you it doesn't happen.
It happens. Trust me. This happens.
I don't. I think we've learned historically I can't.
I think I'm very trustworthy all the time, guys. I think this is another thing that's in my intro. One of the things of
it's
me being
definitely not.
Super trustworthy.
It's most definitely not. Let me move this around.
Anyway, also, another thing to know of is that
I'm gonna play an ad over you if you start rambling again.
Me on the VOD channel, the VOD Lord, where I played Frog Detective. Yeah. Okay, now I'm done with my intro. You happy?
It's been 8 minutes since we started streaming.
Yeah.
To which usually I prefer just chatting, just hanging out, waiting for people to show up. And it's now been filled with 8 minutes of nonsense.
This is important information that
it's
everyone
not.
needs to know.
Your intro should be, hey, I'm quietly existing. You can go find me over in my channel. I'm streaming with the Zodiac Lord. Which, by the way, you're not streaming.
I think I'm streaming.
If you wanted to stream, you should just actually set up a goddamn stream instead of lying about it.
I think I'm streaming.
I regret everything. Anyway, I guess I'll do an intro, but I don't really want to anymore. Hi, I'm the Zodiac Lord. I'm playing a game. I'm playing a cool game I wanted to play for a while with Chinema. Quietly Existing. Over in quietlyexisting.twitch.tv, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. I don't really want to do an intro anymore. I'm introed out. I'm exhausted. I've been worn out. We're just gonna play the goddamn game, because I don't care anymore. Anyway.
There might be a small problem.
What?
I can't see the game.
You could just say I can't see the game. You know this, right? You understand this, correct? Especially because I wasn't fucking done. I wasn't done talking. I was going to explain what the goddamn game is.
I thought you were...
Since you rambled for 8 minutes and didn't even talk about the goddamn game.
Okay.
No, it's my turn now. No, I will mute you. You're not allowed. You've lost your privileges.
Oh my
You're chasing away any viewers I could possibly have. I swear to fucking God.
My poor privileges.
Anyway, hi. We're gonna play Murder on the Yangtze River, where we've technically played this quote unquote a little bit before. So we've actually done like the prologue of this game, like the first case of this game, or at least seen it be played. So chances are this isn't gonna be any new information for us. Just new for anybody here watching, but it is essentially a point and click mystery story driven kind of game. They actually have a card here for it. When we're developing the game, we have learned from a number of excellent works, including the Ace Attorney series, The Diamond and the Sound of a Gunshot, as well as some novels such as Alibi Breaker by Shichiro Oyama, Locked Room Collector by Shichiro Oyama, Danganronpa Kirigiri by Takakuni Kitayama.
Yama.
I am doing my best, and I apologize, everybody.
Good.
Could Twitch stop giving me a pop-up on my own goddamn stream, please? Thank you. Anyway, I just want to look at my goddamn chat. Anyway, The Villa Lilac Case by
Ayukawa
Ayuka
Tetsuya.
See, it's like always like I know how to say it in my mind. I'm always worried that my tongue is going to betray me, though.
Get there.
As well as the comics, such as the Kindaichi Case Files by Shimaru Amagi, and then a video When Isaac Newton Became Detective by Miin Suimu. We pay our highest tribute to these works and their creators. If you're interested in murders on the Yangtze River, we would highly recommend you enjoy the above mentioned works. So yeah, it's inspired by sort of. Anyway, so yes, it's inspired by the sort of things on the top, where it's sort of just a mystery, just story-driven game where we're dealing with murder. So we're gonna get started. It's a very lovely game as far as we've already seen. So we've both really been wanting to play it for a hot minute. Wear headphones for an enhanced game experience.
Will do. Look at it. Pretty art. Pretty things. I'm very confused by that scene specifically, but it's okay.
I don't know.
How many times have you returned to this point?
Oh.
I have not counted. 3 years. You're here almost every single night.
I didn't realize there was English voice acting.
And as time goes by,
I remember there was English voice acting.
your memory is beginning to fade. Don't stand in my way. No matter how long I linger here, no matter how deep the truth is hidden within the shadows, I will find it.
Beautiful art.
Oh. Pity. Murders on the Yangtze River.
Then I guess you have no time to lose. The key to the case is that book.
The book.
The book.
I don't
Remember that,
seeing
guys.
that.
I don't remember either. I think we came in after that.
Probably.
我曾与死亡牵起。
Oh, okay. Here we go. This is it's
Yeah.
Chinese now. Okay, because that's what I remembered. That's why they started speaking English to me, and I was like, "Excuse me, who are you?"
I think I remember both as a thing, right?
I don't remember.
I think
both.
there is a point where they do start talking in English or
Yeah.
something.
I inked a pack
Anyway, yeah.
of death.
静候他的到来。
Awaited his arrival patiently.
今夜，他终于叩响了门扉。
Tonight he finally knocked on my door.
He's dead.
I'm dead.
He's not dead. It's a knife. Oh.
Oh no! What happened
Oh
here?
no. Unexpected misfortune. Chapter 1.
What could have happened here? I have no idea. I have no idea the answer to this mystery. you wanna go?
Open up.
再不开门就闯进去了。
If you won't open these doors, we're breaking in.
叔叔，
Uncle.
Yeah.
哎呀，这可如何是好啊？
Oh no. What in the... How could this possibly be?
罗翁，
No, Master Lo. 30 minutes
30
later.
minutes later.
大人，这杀人犯竟然在现场睡着了。
Lord, the murderer is sleeping like a baby at the scene of the crime.
My head.
头好晕，思绪一点都不清晰。
My head is spinning. I can't seem to clear my mind.
杀人犯，这是在说我吗？
The murderer? Could he be talking about me? Woo.
Oh wow. That... And now you can move.
给我老实点，别动！
Stay still and quit moving, you murderer.
No,
不是我，我是一名
it's
侦
not
探。
me.
到此，
I'm just a detective. I came here to...
狡辩！你竟敢杀了罗翁！
I know you're lying. How dare you kill Master Lo?
麻布头不要激动，让他
Calm
把话
down,
说完
Officer
吧。
Ma.
验明正身
Allow
还
him
是
to
必要
finish.
的。
We need to verify his true identity.
在下沈仲平，是一名旅行侦探。
I am Shen Jinping, a traveling detective.
我和我的助手阿福，是昨天晚上才到这座小镇的，
My assistant
为
Afu
取
and
一
I
份重要的
arrived
线索。
in this town last night to obtain clues on an old case.
我们乘的船中途出故障了，折腾到深夜才靠岸。
Our steamship broke down midway, and we struggled until late to reach shore.
没想到咱们这么晚才到，还不是因为我们的
Can't
天才
believe we
发
got
明
here
家
so
烧
late.
了发电机
It's。because somebody fried the generator.
我很早就提醒
That's the shipmaster's fault. I warned him.
You shouldn't be allowed to go near a generator.
I think I should be allowed near a generator.
I don't think you should be allowed to go near a generator.
Fitting.
I want voices, but I also feel bad talking about over their voices, so I'm gonna just...
Yeah.
It's very lovely, though. I
It is
just feel
very
bad
lovely. I
talking.
think there is a point where they
Where
do
they-
start speaking in English. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Look at him.
So many outfits. Cool.
So many outfits.
Anyway.
I have outfits too. Huh? There's a young lady crying over there.
Excuse me, miss. Are you alright?
Huh? Why did she run away?
Perhaps it is a delicate matter.
Well, let's continue on our way then.
I think he could
He
lead to the
really
breakthrough
was-
we need. This must be the novelist's place. I'll see you later. Thanks for saying words.
What? You don't want me to come?
You need to
I'm
go
going
find the
out
parts to
detective.
repair the generator.
Alright. Come back soon. I'm off then. I got distracted. Okay. The ice
Running
cream's
is
spilled
default?
on my
That's a
hand.
bit odd. Okay. Running is apparently default. Shift is to walk. I can say that's a bit new for me.
Who goes there? It's late.
I am Sheng Jinping. I have an appointment with Mr. Lo to meet today. My journey was delayed by a storm en route. I did not wish to miss our appointment, so I took the liberty of arriving at such late hours.
Shen Chunping, have we met before?
We have never met in person. We've always communicated through letters.
Oh, I see. One moment. Come on in, Mr. Shen. Please wait a moment, Mr. Shen. I must finish writing the story on hand. I do not wish to break my train of thought.
No need to worry. I shall bide my time and wait for yours.
It's cold in the evening. Can I trouble you to close the door and hang the latch for me? And this is how it turns into a locked room murder mystery.
Mm-hmm.
We locked ourselves in.
A Western-style mirror. It seems out of place compared with the other furniture in this room. A wardrobe slightly taller than a person. A lock hangs from the handles. There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. They are all covered in dust, which means that he has not read them in quite a while. Just make sure I'm not missing anything.
Okay. Mirror. Yeah, that seems to be it.
The door has been closed. Please be at ease. I came here today on account of an important matter. Have you ever heard of the peculiar case that happened in London 3 years ago?
Everything that happened 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Let's take our time to talk about this case. You must be tired of traveling far. I'm sure you haven't had anything to eat yet. There are some local rice cakes on the chest beside me. Please, I insist. Have a taste.
Then it would be rude of me to decline.
There are some local rice cakes on the chest beside me. Please, I insist. Have a taste.
There are a few pieces of translucent pastry on the plate. I'm quite hungry. Perhaps just one piece. No, wait. These rice cakes. That is what had happened. After I ate the cake, I lost consciousness until you all arrived. So you're saying that you fainted inside this room because someone had drugged you? That is correct.
I told you not to weasel. Even if you were drugged, the only possible murderer is you. I've got ironclad proof. There is no way I'm wrong.
Officer Ma, would it be possible to ask you to elaborate on what the ironclad proof is?
How dare you, trying to provoke me?
Truth fears no questions. Surely the judge also wants to see your proof to avoid misjudgment. Lo Pei is a local celebrity. I must account for this properly to townspeople. Tell us what you know then, Officer Ma, just so I could be at peace with this arrest.
Fine, just so you know how you got caught. Judge Cheng, it's simple. Up until we found the corpse, this room was completely sealed off.
Sealed off?
The window frame prevents anyone from entering or leaving through it. The door was bolted from the inside. If I hadn't broken the latch with my kick, we wouldn't even have been able to get in. Which means that the murder could only be someone who was already in the room.
And that somebody is you.
How could this be? The room was sealed off, and I was the one who hung the door latch.
Ain't the truth as clear as day now? Won't you just confess already?
Officer Ma's deduction seems quite precise. I believe there has been no misjudgment. Mr. Shen, unless you are unable to provide conclusive evidence to prove your innocence, I'll have no choice but to give orders to take you into custody. Both of my hands are tied. How am I supposed to find evidence in such a short time? Calm down, Chen Chen. Call yourself by your full name, I see. Calm down, Chen
It's
Chen.
kind of like how.
Yeah,
No, it's kind of like how Phoenix goes, calm down, Phoenix, right?
I guess. I mean, yeah, fair enough. This problem can be resolved through observation and reasoning. All actions are bound to leave a trace on the scene. I am absolutely sure that I did not murder the victim. Someone is trying to frame me. So, I will be able to find a contradiction within the traces left behind at the scene. Before I answer Judge Cheng's questions, I need to carefully observe the scene first. The blood on my sleeve most probably belongs to the deceased. Seems like there is also blood on my back as well.
Quit moving, you punk. What are you trying as?
Officer Ma, could I trouble you with help me take off my coat?
Oi! How dare you order me around?
I would like to take a look at the back to see if it is also stained with blood. Indeed, Mr. Shen. There are bloodstains on your back.
That's gotta be Master Lo's blood.
Blood-stained coat. This is my coat. The left sleeve is stained with blood, and there are blood splatters across the back. The victim died facing upwards with multiple wounds on his chest. Clothes are stained with blood. My hands and feet are tied, so I can't get any closer to see any other details of the corpse. A short blade stained with blood. This should be the murder weapon, found within my grasp and now seen as evidence against me. Bloodstained dagger, a dagger stained with blood. It was found within my grasp, now seen as evidence against me. Yes, of course, as we've established.
Yes, as we've established.
The victim died facing upwards, with multiple wounds on his chest, clothes stained with blood. My hands and feet are tied, so I can't get any closer to see any other details of the corpse. Okay, fine.
Empty space.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Several long, continuous blood splatters on the floor. They are cast-off pattern bloodstains. There's an evident gap within the three longest bloodstains. How could this be? A gap in a bloodstain is most likely caused by
Someone wiping away.
The disruption of the bloodstain was likely because something blocked the path of the splatter. The appearance of a gap shows that something that was once there had been moved. Ta-da-da-da! Have you found evidence that can prove your innocence?
No.
This piece of evidence will be able to prove my innocence. My coat.
I could.
Here's proof.
Officer Ma, is a person able to kill someone with a dagger while having his back towards them?
Yes.
Of course not.
Name one time.
I've been able to do it several times, actually.
So you're confessing to murder on a live stream?
No, I'm not. I do not know what you're referring to.
I think that's what you're doing.
Sometimes you hold a dagger behind your back, and then you run into someone.
Sure.
By accident.
Definitely. I can confirm that no one else has ever had that experience in their life. If so, this blood-stained coat will be able to prove my innocence.
So this coat ain't yours?
It is mine. I'm wearing it. You dumbass.
What kind of nonsense is this? With dagger and blood, you're still saying you ain't guilty?
Mr. Shen, how does this blood-stained coat prove that you are innocent? Take a look at where the bloodstains are. They appeared on the back, and not across the chest. So what does that imply? It implies that I had my back towards the victim when his blood was spilled. As my back is facing the victim, I am unable to raise a dagger to stab his chest.
You'd be surprised. You must have turned your clothes inside out when you committed the murder. Such trickery is nothing new to me.
Officer Ma, please look here.
No.
The floor has multiple cast-off pattern bloodstains, including one with a noticeable gap. It shows that there was once something there that had been moved later on.
Did someone mess with the crime scene?
That something was probably me. If I am right, the blood stain on my back should be able to match the blood stain on the floor. This will prove that I was unconscious on the floor during the time of the crime.
Gasp.
I would not have been capable of stabbing him to create such bloodstains had I laid on the floor. There is some truth to that. Therefore, the truth of the matter is, after the murderer killed Lope, he planted the dagger on my hands to frame me for his crime. Even while you are completely tied up, you are still able to calmly analyze the crime scene. Mr. Shen, that's impressive. It seems
One might
that
even call that a trait of a killer.
you really are a murderer. You really are a detective. You flatter me, Judge Chang. So my suspicion has finally been cleared.
As the only two people in this room, if you ain't the murderer, you saying he killed himself?
If I want to find out the truth, I need to thoroughly investigate the crime scene. However, with my hands and feet tied, it is impossible for me to investigate. It's impossible
Wink, wink.
for me to investigate. Mr. Judge, Mr. Officer.
Mr. Officer, Mr. Judge, Officer.
Officer Ma, how about we untie him?
Lord, what if he...
Rest assured, Judge Chang, I will not leave this place until we get to the bottom of this case.
If you try any funny business under my nose, you'll pay for it.
I would never be funny. I'm completely serious 100% of the time. I'm finally allowed to move around this room. I need to investigate the crime scene as quick as possible. I can't miss a single detail. Throughout investigations, I will surely encounter many doubts. I should think carefully. Suspicion. Detective. The Chinese word for detective appeared in the Song Dynasty at 960 to 1279 at the latest. Originally used as a verb meaning to inspect and inquire, the word was later developed to be used as a noun. For example, the arms mentioned in Memorandum for the Reprisal of Matters in Jitown, written during the Ming Dynasty, included detective, which is equivalent to scouts in modern times. By the end of the Qing Dynasty and the beginning of the Republic of China, with the emergence of large quantities of detective fiction, such as Detective World and the stories of Sherlock Holmes, the term detective had evolved to refer specifically to investigators working on a case.
Knowledge.
Cast-off bloodstains. Cast-off pattern bloodstains are created when blood is released or thrown from a blood-bearing object in motion onto a surface, or a body, but also an object, linear or arc-shaped in general. They are often distributed on surface situated in higher locations, such as the upper end of a wall and ceilings. At times, the same cast-off pattern bloodstains will span across two surfaces, i.e. the ceiling and the wall and the floor, etc. Is that true, Chinema?
Yeah.
Wow.
Exit.
A simple and modest front door made of pine wood. The broken latch still hangs from the door, exposing the brown lines within. Officer Ma, did you say that you broke this door latch with your kick? When I got here, that Lo Shiwen was shaking the. Oh, that's you.
When I got here, that Lo Shiwen was shaking the door with all his might. What good would that do when the door is locked from the inside? I got anxious, so I went up and BAM! Kicked the door right open.
A simple and modest front door made of pine wood. The broken latch still hangs on the door, exposing the brown lines.
Lines.
I'll exit this room.
Exit. Thanks. Shen, I've been waiting for you. I heard there's been a murder in that house.
His Honor has ordered there to be no shouting at the crime scene.
Perfect.
Shen, you don't look very well. Is everything alright?
I'm fine. However, I am afraid I will have to stay here until the truth is uncovered.
Have you found the murderer? Who is the prime suspect?
At the moment, the prime suspect is me.
I can't believe the murder was actually you, Shen. Let me help you.
No.
His Honor has ordered that random people aren't allowed to enter. Soldier, I'm not just some random person.
I'll let the background.
His Honor has orders that I need to guard this gate, so you aren't allowed to enter.
Soldier, Judge Chang asked you to guard the gates and keep out those uninvolved with the case, right?
You're not wrong.
If someone is relevant, should he be allowed to enter?
That's true. Soldier, Shen is unfortunately a suspect in this case. He's trying to clear his name. As I am his trustworthy assistant, don't you think that I am also involved in this case? I get it now. I knew Soldier would understand. You're the accomplice. The accomplice is also involved in investigations. You can come in and be investigated. Investigations can't be delayed.
So be. Chung Chung Pen briefed Afu on the case. And that is the general situation. So that is your evaluation of this case?
Nope. This is just a sigh for becoming an accomplice.
It was good enough that they allowed you to come in. Hurry up and help me investigate.
Okie dokie.
Me too, Afu.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. We both. Hey, Shen, what is this?
God, I just have to say, I love the comparison of this art, like, next to each other. Just the faces looking completely different. God.
That's one of the things where I love how the chickens are drawn.
The chickens are so cute.
They're so good. Okay, they're very
I love
cute.
how, I just
They're
love
shiny.
how, I love how painterly everything is in the background. It looks like watercolors.
Yeah.
It's very lovely.
What colors?
It's very much a, hey, this is definitely the feeling of the style of that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then there's us.
Yep. Then there's
You look
us,
kind of like-
little
you
cartoon
look
men.
kind of- It's just a thing of we look at us and we're like, yeah, gotcha lifed. We just got
Yeah.
gotcha lifed into this game.
We just
Don't
got
worry about
to
it.
like
It's what it looks like. It looks like we got gotcha lifed,
a
okay?
little bit, just a little. These rice cakes are a local delicacy. I ate a piece last night.
Why did you pause, Shen? How did you feel after you ate a piece last night?
I did not feel much. I ate a piece last night and lost consciousness right after.
Seeing your reaction, this bundle of rice cakes probably is not laced
That's
with
me.
knock.
Seeing your reaction,
Oh.
this bundle of rice cakes probably is not laced with knockout drugs. I love that they just call them knockout drugs.
Knockout drugs, you know, the knockout drugs. Okay, for the knockout drugs, I think that's because that specifically translates to knockout
Yeah,
drugs.
I know.
Yeah. I know, it's just one of those things where it's like, I think it's fun how it's like these little translations and stuff. Anyway,
Yeah. No, I love the translations.
again, me and Afu, same.
You are.
Look, Shen, there are 2 free-range chickens here.
Sure. 2 chickens. Do you think they are involved in this case?
Yes.
I heard that the free-range chickens in this area have delicious meat because they walk so much.
Chimkin. I want to eat a chimkin.
Oh, Mr. Official, when can I go? I still have some steamed buns to deliver this morning. Excuse me, who may you be? My name is Yanger. I ran errands on the daily. I was the one who called the officials today. May I ask you about the case? Of course. Everyone around knows that I'm warm-hearted, considerate, helpful, friendly.
And humble.
Just tell me about what happened this morning. Master Lowe loved rice cakes. Every morning, Master Lowe will ask me to deliver a bundle. As I specialize in errand running, my service is 100% impeccable. Everyone around knows. Just tell me about what you saw when you arrived at Lope's courtyard. Usually, Master Lowe is already out of bed and exercising in the courtyard, waiting for me. This
And
morning,
your rice cakes.
when I came to deliver the rice cakes as usual, I didn't see Lope anywhere. I thought he probably overslept, so I hollered for him, but there was no response. I saw the gates were open, so I went inside the courtyard and put the rice cakes on the table. And somebody called out to me. It was Master Lowe's nephew, Lo Shiwen. So when he went over to knock on the door, but there was still no response at all. Lo Shiwen smelled blood and asked me to call officials. I was so scared, so I ran all the way to the government office and got Officer Ma. Officer Ma and Lo Shiwen kicked open the door together while I waited outside. You mean to say that you never entered Lope's house? After hearing someone died in there, my legs were scared stiff. How could I dare to go in? I was planning to leave, but a soldier came and blocked the gate, so I got stranded here. I understand now. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to ask?
About Lope.
How much do you know about Lope? Master Lo is a celebrity, and I'm just an errand runner. I'm just a wee errand boy. Since Officer Ma is familiar with Master Lo, why don't you go ask Officer Ma about this? Oh? What do you mean by that? I caught sight of Master Lo and Officer Ma meeting in private several times, though.
Ah, yes.
Are they
Okay.
close friends with one another? However, there was one time when they got into a fight and Officer Ma even unsheathed his blade.
Yes, Blade.
His blade?
What were they arguing about?
He does that quite a lot. I didn't have the guts to eavesdrop. Officer Ma was already fuming. I need to confirm the dispute with Officer Ma. The rice cake Lope eats are delivered by you, is that correct? Sure. I deliver them every day. Everyone around knows that I do my job seriously. I passed out after eating a rice cake last night. Apparently, it was laced with knockout drugs. What? It wasn't me. I didn't do that. That would be ridiculous. I have nothing against Lope. I've never even met you before. Why would I do that? Did the rice cakes you delivered to Lope ever pass through the hands of someone else? Impossible! If something is handed to me, there's no way I'd give it to someone else. But I heard he loves rice cakes. He'd never turn them down. Maybe it was a gift from a reader. Do you know of anyone who gifted him rice cakes? Not a clue. How about you let me go and ask Mr. Cow and everyone around, and everyone around knows that I'm... No, thank you. Is there anything else you want to ask? No more questions.
My questions.
F. Oh. Could have framed me for his death after committing suicide. Perhaps I'll be able to find some answers from Lope's corpse. I already know.
You already knowed.
Who goes there? Who gave you the nerve to break in?
Judge Chang, Officer Ma, this is Afu, my assistant. Please allow him to assist me.
We already made an exception by allowing your investigation, and now an assistant?
He is mechanically minded and is skilled in comparing traces. He will be of great help.
That's called science.
Oh god, I put food in my mouth. Oh no. Clear your doubts, Officer Ma. Since we've already allowed Mr. Shen to join in our investigations, let him do things his way.
You have my... Nope.
You have my gratitude, Your Honor.
If you fail us, I'll add obstruction of official duties to your list of crimes.
I don't want crime list.
Not a crime list.
I don't want to have a crime list. I'm allergic to crimes.
I don't think that's true. According to the new criminal code of the Qing Dynasty, the specific stipulations on the obstruction of official duties are: any person who commits atrocities or coercion when an official is performing their duties shall be sentenced to a set term of imprisonment within the 4th degree, severe detention, or pay a fine of 300 yuan or less. The same applies to those who commit atrocities or coercion or use deception to influence officials to impose or remove certain sanctions or resign. Judge Chang, did you notice anything out of the ordinary when you arrived? Well, I was not aware of anything unusual. Lo Shiwen shook the door, Officer Ma kicked it open, and we found you and Lope covered in blood. I suppose no one suspicious was discovered during that process? Well, none at all. What kind of person was Lope? Lope gained great fame with his book Chamber of Doubts, was serialized in the Shanghai News. As the first celebrity to come from this town in decades, naturally he was loved by all. This town was originally named Qingzi Town. To comply with popular will, we renamed it Paro Town. All right, I understand now. The wooden box is filled with books that Lope published. Ghosts in the Well, Bells and Bones, Mysterious Echo, The Confined Room Mystery. Unfortunately, this copy of The Confined Room Mystery is not the original manuscript.
So sad.
You like the confined room mystery too?
The reason why I came to visit Lope was to speak with him about this book.
You got good taste. The death scenes in the confined room mystery were absolutely stunning.
Officer Ma, do you know where the inspiration of this book comes from?
Ain't got a clue, but Master Lo was an extraordinary fella. Anything could have inspired him.
I have the hiccup.
You have the hiccup.
I had the hiccup.
Well, if we're talking about good storytelling, it's gotta be Swordsman's Case. It's a real dang shame we'll never get to read the next volume.
this. I already did it. Just go away. No, I already did it.
I can't believe Lord would allow you to join in on his investigations. Don't even try to play any tricks. I'm watching your every move.
Rest assured, officer, I will uncover the actual murderer.
You better. Keep in mind, don't mess with the crime scene with your incompetence.
All right. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions.
Go on then, axe away.
Event before I woke.
Officer Ma, were there any other people present when you arrived on the scene? What happened?
Why are you asking so much? Are you trying to say that I didn't protect the crime scene? Let me give you the facts. Everything is exactly the way it was when we arrived. No one's allowed to mess with the crime scene under my watch.
You misunderstand me, Officer Ma. I just want to know what happenings occurred before I awoke.
When we got here, Lo Shinwon was checking the door, saying he smelled blood coming from inside. I was worried about Master Lo, so I went up to the door and kicked it right open. After that, well, you know what happened after.
I suppose no one could have come in or gone out during that period.
Obviously, I've got a soldier standing guard outside the courtyard. We searched the entire premises, but we didn't find others, during which no one left either. That's why the murderer is definitely you. Who else could it be? Huh?
I understand. Once I complete my investigations, I will explain everything to you, Officer Ma.
Go on then, ask away.
Officer Ma, it seems you admired the victim? Admired?
Well, of course, Master Lo was a great novelist. Everyone respects him.
Especially you. Does Lo Pei have any relatives?
His wife died young and they had no children. He's got a good-for-nothing nephew, though.
He's right there.
Yeah,
He's
that's okay.
right there.
Over there, the one who won't quit sobbing. See, even I'm not shedding a tear. Stop crying already. I'm sick of that awful noise. All right. Go on then, ask away.
Dispute with Lo Pei. Officer Ma, I heard that you once had a dispute with Lo Pei. Could you...
The audacity! How dare you suspect me?
I have yet to confirm a suspect now. I also believe that Officer Ma has nothing to hide.
I bet you heard this rumor for Yangtze, didn't you? Master Lo enjoyed drinking with me and talking my past cases, you know, for source material. But Master Lo is always listening to me. He rarely talks about himself, so I got to ask him. Only then did I know how hard it was to write stuff and what he had to deal with from his fame. I was drunk and riled up, drawing out my sword to ask the gods why they made Master Lo suffer. He was born to put all of his talent to writing books. Yangtze saw us when he came to deliver something, but I didn't know he would do me dirty like that. Me, have a fight with Master Lo? Baloney.
No more questions.
Shem, this is the Western style mirror. It seems somewhat out of place compared with the other furniture in this room.
Therefore,
Nothing, I just wanted to point out there's a mule. It seems there are no clues here.
God, just Afu is literally just you. It's just, it's literally just you.
You for real, for real.
For real, for real. This is Lope's corpse. Should I commence my autopsy now? Yes.
Autopsy.
Autopsy! Oh my. Oh. The deceased is in his undergarments and his coat is gone. I have searched the entire room for it, but it is nowhere to be found. If this room is locked room, how could the coat disappear into thin air?
We have not searched the whole room.
Chest.
His chest is stained with blood. Among the 3 evident stab wounds, 2 were fatal. The wound is small and deep. A shape of the wound is consistent with the blood-stained dagger. The location of the 3 stab wounds are irregular and in different directions as well.
3 fatal stab wounds. He's got crumbs.
Crumbs. His mustache is crooked. Upon further inspection, there is glue on the other side. This mustache shape looks Western, not Han Chinese. Hello, Vizian Cadet. Welcome. Hi. Hello.
Hey.
Just jumping into to say hi. Well, hello. Hi. Thanks for
Hi,
coming
hi.
by.
Thanks for
Hope
nothing.
you're having a lovely evening or day or night or whatever you're doing.
Morgan committed
Apparently
murder.
the deceased was wearing a fake mustache. I would never. As we've talked about, my one crime is apparently speeding. So...
Yeah, and well, you just said that spiting isn't a crime, and therefore you are also a liar.
What?
Hmm?
What did I say wasn't a crime? I never said speeding wasn't a
I
crime.
said that in the wrong
Just about to have lunch.
You said
Ooh,
that-
yum.
What do you think? Is it spaghetti? Spaghetti's yummy.
There's white powder on the collar of the deceased. Feels like something made from glutinous rice. These are crumbs from the rice cakes. It seems
Yeah,
that Lope
okay.
had eaten a rice cake before he died.
But yeah, spaghetti's yummy, and we were gonna talk about, oh, you are also a liar, and lying is not a crime, therefore you still can be a
I
liar.
would never lie. We'll talk about this. A
Just a
faint
lie.
fragrance can be smelled from the hair of the deceased. The scent isn't from flowers, incense, or cologne. It seems to resemble a scent similar to camphorwood.
Camphor wood.
Camphorwood.
Camphor.
There were no abnormalities found on the limbs of the deceased. No hesitation wounds or defense wounds are present on any part of his body. That is quite peculiar.
Verified.
Smack.
Smack. Smack.
Death by stabbing. No defense wounds. Wore a fake mustache. Only dressed in undergarments. Hair smelled of...
Camphor wood.
I have completed investigations of the corpse. I need to reconsider relative clouds of doubt. Boop. Boop.
Boop. +3. Knowledge.
Hesitation wounds, also known as tentative cuts, refer to a series of self-inflicted shallow cuts made by people considering a suicide attempt before the final cut that causes death. These non-lethal cuts may be due to psychological contradictions, trying out the weapon to test its sharpness, experiencing feelings of pain, etc. Defensive wounds refer to injuries inflicted upon the victim when resisting an attack from the assailant. There are generally two types of defensive wounds: incised wounds on the palms and finger joints, penetrating wounds on the palms and arms. Defense wounds don't appear in every homicide case. However, the presence of a defense wound, especially multiple defense wounds, must be a key evidence of murder.
That one is a little translated off, but basically it says that if there is defense wounds, it's
usually a sign
murder.
of murder.
Yeah.
There were several pieces of rice cakes on the plate, but now they're all gone.
Yeah, we shoved them in your mouth.
I'll talk to you last, because you're a leader. Lope's desk is placed in front of the window. When I met him last night, he was bent over his desk, writing the entire time. Let me take a look at what he has on his desk.
What do you think you're doing? Quit moving around.
I need to examine the desk and see if there are any clues.
Who knows if there are any unpublished manuscripts sitting on the desk? You can't just go snooping around and touching stuff.
Officer Ma, I understand your concerns, but I merely wish to investigate. I'll be careful.
You better be. I'll be keeping a close eye on you from right here, as far away as possible.
There are a pile of blank rice papers in the drawer with a paperweight placed on top. Next to the papers are two new pens, 3 candles, and a box of matches. There is also a small box. It is an ink cartridge made of tin, holding a half-used ink block.
Ink.
A rack with four calligraphy brushes hanging on it, a piece of oil paper underneath the rack. The ink on one of these calligraphy brushes is not dried out yet. A simple square-shaped inkstone. There are several plum blossoms engraved on one side. There is a layer of residual ink in the inkstone that is starting to harden into a gelled state. A stack of books on the table, including The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
Here is a book titled Tales of the Moon Colony. There are several magazines underneath it, all of which are illustrated fiction. A stack of newspapers, various issues of the Shanghai News, have all published Lope's works. A common white glazed candlestick. There is still a half stick of unburned candle on top. A frame of the window that would stop a person from climbing in or out. Shen. Oh, that's you.
Shen, is it possible for the murderer to reach in through the window from outside to kill Lu Peng?
Human arm is no longer than 3 feet, but the window was more than 10 feet away from the deceased.
It was a good try. That's easy. All you need to do is make a mechanical arm that's 10 feet long.
Only you could make something like that. Could it be...
That I'm the murderer? I was just kidding.
Sure. I was not able to find any useful clues. It seems like something is missing from the table.
Wardrobe.
Afu, this wardrobe is locked. Do you think you could find a way to open it?
Yeah. No problem. This kind of bolt put in spring lock is a piece of cake.
I will leave it to you then.
What you doing touching that wardrobe for, you punk? I thought I told you not to mess with the crime scene.
Officer Ma, this wardrobe is one of the few remaining blind spots. If this leads to an error in the investigation, surely no one would want to see that outcome? Of course, due diligence is crucial to this case.
You better be careful when you're opening that.
Don't worry, Mr. Officer. I am an expert on locks. I am in fact an expert lock. Haha! I did it!
Look, Shen, it looks like someone hid inside this wardrobe before.
Partition board removed, clothes piled, enough space for one to hide.
Could it be that the murderer once hid inside this wardrobe?
There is no rush to jump to conclusions. Let us first examine the scene carefully. There are all clean clothes. They are now piled up on one side. These clothes are compressed. But the board couldn't have compressed clothes alone. These are clean clothes. They're now piled up on one side.
Shen, there's a strip of cloth over here. Could this be a clue?
Take it out for further examination.
All right. Shen, it's a bunch of strips of cloth. A strip of cloth. It was probably used as a ribbon to tie up quilts. This ribbon is dirty in the middle. Seems to be smudged with dust.
This quilt has traces of binding, so the quilt ribbon most likely was removed from here.
Why would someone remove the ribbon from a bundled quilt and stuff it inside the clothes?
Indeed, it is quite peculiar. We need to record this situation. Though fabric, smudged with dust in the middle, used to tie quilts, but was removed and stuffed into the clothes pile.
Shen, what is that black spot?
A wood chip. All the clothes are clean. I guess a piece broke off from the partition board and landed here. No. The color and texture of this wood chip differs from that of the partition board.
I'm knowledgeable in wood. Let me take a look. Yum, 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 yum.
Are you eating
It
it?
really is different. Let me smell it as well.
I don't like these noises.
Without a doubt, it's not the same material as the partition board.
Explain your deduction.
Camphor wood wardrobes can repel insects and leave a lasting fragrance on clothes stored within. However, this chip has no fragrance. It's brownish and hard. It seems more like pine wood.
Why would a pine wood chip appear in the wardrobe made of camphor wood? Worth noting. We need to keep an eye out for objects made from pine wood in this house.
Understood.
A brown piece of pine wood chip found in the wardrobe. It is a different material from the partition board. This seems quite odd.
Jen, have you noticed something unusual?
Look closely. The bottom of the wardrobe. The left side with clothes has collected dust. Yet the empty space to the right is unusually clean, as if it had just been wiped.
But it seems like someone cleaned this place. Well, how would you just leave it all in the bed?
A walnut bedside table. There are books and several old newspapers on top. Within the bedside table, there are undergarments and such.
Shen, there's a newspaper here that carries the news of Lope's publishing his novel. Huh? Shen, look at the photo on this newspaper. The one on the left is Lope, and the one on the right is the young lady we saw crying in the bamboo forest last night.
According to this, the young lady is Liu Pisheng, an editor who helped Lope publish his books.
Bed. There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. Let me see what kind of books the novelist reads. Huh. This is the Golden Low.
Hafu, there is no need to read it out loud. A simple and modest front door made of pine wood. The broken latch still hangs on the door, exposing the brown lines within. Okay, let's talk to you, bastard.
Uncle, now that you're gone, I am truly alone.
I am sorry for your loss. In order to uncover the truth, I need to ask you a few questions.
You're the one who murdered him. There's no need for your crocodile tears.
Someone murdered your uncle and framed me. I am sure you would like to find out the truth as much as I do.
Go on and ask then.
Well, first. By the end of the Qing Dynasty, under the influence of the intervention of new ideas, Chinese people were increasingly eager to explore Western culture. During this time, novels easily became a new favorite due to their accessibility and widespread publication, amongst which Western detective fiction, with its intricate plots and ingenious case designs, became the top choice for the majority of people. The stories of Sherlock Holmes was a big hit ever since it was first translated into Chinese and published in the Current Affairs newspaper in 1896. Tales of the Moon Colony. Tales of the Moon Colony can be rated as an ancestor of Chinese science fiction. Written by Huang Jiang
Huang
Daoso. It was serialized in the Illustrated Fiction between 1904 to 1905 with a total of 35 chapters and no ending. The subject of the novel is a peculiar balloon in which the main character travels across the sea in search of his wife and children, whilst encountering aliens from the moon. This novel combines the vernacular style of traditional novels with the essence of science fiction, creating a work of high artistic value in the late Qing Dynasty. Please tell me about the events you encountered this morning.
Every morning, I come by my uncle's place to help him with jobs that he's too busy to deal with. There has to be someone to take care of mundane tasks like cleaning up and feeding the chickens.
What do you do for a living?
My uncle pays me. I also help him organize his manuscripts sometimes.
Yes,
Hi,
when you haven't
Nanny.
missed anything, we're just doing the front. We're just doing the first prologue case. I understand. Please continue recounting what happened this morning.
I came to visit Uncle like usual, but I couldn't hear a sound from the room, which was strange. When I arrived, I saw Yangtze was already here. He said that he didn't see my uncle either. I knocked on the door for quite a while, but no one answered. I have a sensitive nose, so I kept sensing the smell of blood coming from inside the room. I felt like something was terribly wrong, so I told Yangtze to hurry and get someone. When we finally entered the room, I found that my uncle had been murdered.
Minnie, that's how I feel about the messages you're sending me in DMs, by the way.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
This
This.
is why we love you.
That's me for real, for
much.
real. I
Is
love
it
you
for real,
so
for real?
much.
So much.
Go ahead and Alex then.
Suspicious people.
Within your uncle's interpersonal relationships, have you ever noticed someone suspicious?
Aren't you the most suspicious person?
Let me pose this question differently. Did your uncle hold any grudges against anyone? Forgot I had to click for a second.
My uncle was very friendly, but he held some sort of grudge against Yangtze, the errand runner.
What kind of grudge?
Young heir attempted to steal coins from the table during a delivery, but my uncle caught him. Young heir was seized by the government and got beaten for it too.
When did this occur?
It was about half a month ago, so I'm sure he's still bitter about it.
Do you suspect that young heir murdered him out of vengeance?
Okay, also, why do you think that, like, it's... after all, he's the one who delivers rice cakes to my uncle. Also, when I arrived here this morning, he was already here. I don't know how long he'd been. Now that I recall, he did have a sort of sneaky look on his face.
It seems that it is necessary to talk about this issue with young heir. Young heir.
Go on and ask then. We should probably touch some of the doubts we have so we can clear those.
Why?
What do you mean by why?
Why? We know what's happening.
I know, but like, you know... Look at them. Like, we can touch these. Like, the grudge retreat. Not that one yet. But we can do Lope's and Officer Moss disputes. The Lope committed suicide. The disappearing... Not the disappearing coat yet.
I did not find any hesitation wounds on Lope. It is unusual for a suicide case. There are no injuries caused by a fight or a fall. It is also quite unusual for a homicide case. Perhaps this can explain why there aren't any defensive wounds present. The rice cake crumbs.
Red cake crumbs.
The reason why there weren't any defensive wounds is because Lope ate the rice cakes that contained knockout drugs. The same ones I ate. He was in a state of unconsciousness when he was murdered. There must have been another person in the room at the time. That person is the murderer. Who could it have been? How were they able to leave the locked room?
We did it. Next one is...
Officer Ma tried to make light of the situation during our discussion. However, my intuition tells me that his connection with Lope is not as simple as he depicts.
Okay.
The fact that the coat of the deceased is missing is particularly odd. Assuming Ma was honest, before they arrived on the scene, the room was locked with no way in or out. Then this coat must definitely still be inside this room. I should talk with Lope's relative. I need to obtain more information on the coat. Nothing useful on the desk. However, I felt something was unusual about it. It seems like something is missing. What could it be? I hung the door latch. Lope and I were the only ones inside until Officer Ma broke in. The only way to enter or exit the room is by going through the wooden front door. How did the murderer leave the scene without removing the door latch?
Dun dun dun.
Perhaps the other way. How did the murderer latch the door from the outside?
This ribbon is dirty in the middle. It must have been used in some way to leave such a smudge. Shen, do you think the murderer took the ribbon to bind you or Lope?
That's a reasonable guess. However, there are no rope marks present on both Lope and Demi.
Oh, I see.
Then again, this ribbon, I can't help but feel like I have seen it before. Where was it? I remember now. When I arrived last night, I saw a cloth strip hanging from the ceiling.
Could it be that Lope was strangled to death before he was stabbed? Afu, no.
No. There would be strangulation marks around the corpse's neck.
Shen, why is this wood chip worth investigating? How is it connected to this case? Isn't it common for something dirty to stick onto clothes?
The wooden chip appears to be between two piles of clean clothes. Also, it was made from a different wood. That's the reason why I'm so interested. Its relevance to the case depends on where it came from.
Perhaps the wood chip came from this place. Present. Shen, the wood chip fell from the door latch. The material and texture is a perfect match with the door's latch's fracture.
Well done. This may just be the key to unlocking the truth.
Or unlatching the truth.
Ha ha ha, Afu,
Wow.
ha 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 ha. Ha ha, I'm
Very
laughing so
strange.
hard.
How could a wood chip from the fracture of a door latch appear in a wardrobe?
As this case gradually becomes clear, the answer will come to light. Lo Shiwen stated that Yangtze was responsible for delivering rice cakes to Lo Pei. Theoretically, Yangtze had the chance to tamper with the rice cakes. He also had the motive. Could it be that Yangtze killed him out of revenge? I need to confirm that this issue with Yangtze. There, I did all of them. Are you happy?
You did. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm always happy though, so, you know.
You are.
Except for when I'm not happy. But those are very different.
Yangtze, I heard you once had a grudge with Lo Pei. Is that true? No way. How could I ever have the guts to hold a grudge against Master Lo? Lo Pei noticed you stealing his money, and you were beaten at the court for it. Am I wrong? That was a misunderstanding. How could that even account as a grudge? I saw silver coins on the floor, so I wanted to pick them up and return them to him. That's all in the past. If Mr. Shen hadn't reminded me, I would have forgotten about it already.
That was only half a month ago. You're forgetting so soon? Could it be that you felt wronged by Lo Pei and decided to kill him out of vengeance?
That's wrongful accusation. I don't even have the guts to kill a chicken, let alone a person. When you arrived on the scene this morning, were there any other people around? No one. But Lo Shiwen arrived pretty much right after. I've already told you everything about my morning in detail. Do you need me to repeat myself?
Ain't my plebe?
This morning, when I came to deliver the rice cakes as usual, I didn't see Lo Pei anywhere. I thought he probably overslept, so I hollered for him, but there was no response. I saw the gates were open, so I went inside in the courtyard and put the rice cakes on the table. Then somebody called out to me. It was Master Lo's nephew, Lo Shiwen. So we went over to knock on the door, but there was still no response at all. Lo Shiwen smelled blood and asked me to call officials. I was so scared, so I ran all the way to the government office and got Officer Ma. Officer Ma and Lo Shiwen kicked open the door together while I waited outside. You mean to say that you never entered Lo Pei's house? After hearing someone died in there, my legs were scared stiff. How could I dare to go in? I was planning to leave, but a soldier came and blocked the gate, so I got stranded here. I understand now. Thank you. Is there anything else you need? No, I don't. When I questioned him about the quarrel, Yangtze seemed somewhat flustered. Furthermore, he had a chance to tamper with the rice cakes. Maybe Yangtze did kill him out of revenge.
Maybe.
No, not fucking God.
You're all over the place. You're not messing with the crime scene, are you?
Rest assured, Officer Ma, I'm a professional in that aspect. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions.
Go on then, ask away.
Oh, that's nothing. Okay. Back to you. In order to uncover the truth, I need to ask you a few more questions. Your uncle's attire coat, deerstalker, and false mustache were quite unusual.
Real characteristics of his novelist identity. He purposely dressed himself up this way to become famous.
So that ill-fitting strange coat was also one of his characteristics?
Strange coat? You mean the western wind coat he wore all the time?
Precisely. The wind coat made of silk.
The tailor-made coat was one of my uncle's characteristics. He spent a lot to hire the best tailor and use the best fabric for the coat, but it turned out...
The fabric that the wind coat is not present at the crime scene is what caught my attention.
So you're saying that my uncle's coat disappeared into thin air?
Perhaps the murderer took it with them.
When you said it, Mr. Shen, sounds as if it were a plot from a novel. Go on and ask them.
According to Lo Shiwen, this coat was tailor-made for Lope. The coat was one of the characteristics of Lope's novelist identity. He always wore it. Something of such importance ought to be left at the scene. However, it is no longer in this room. The murderer is the only person who has left this room. He must have taken the coat with him. The murderer must have had a reason to do so.
Shen, you've looked through this place. Shouldn't you explain your reasoning to Lord? Quit wasting time if you ain't got a proper answer. Just let me arrest you. Begin my deduction. Now? Shen, what do we do? There's still a lot of mysteries we haven't solved yet.
We've already examined all of the places that could be investigated within the courtyard. Even though the truth is yet to be clear, we need to discuss the case with Judge Cheng. Judge Cheng, I believe that we are now able to discuss this case. If so, you may begin. Wow. When the deceased was discovered, this room was in the sealed-off state. The window cannot be opened, leaving us the front door locked from the inside. When the front door was reopened, the deceased and I were the only people inside this room. Under these circumstances, everyone, including myself, would have instinctively believed that. The murderer must be someone who is still within this room, which would be me. Hence, we have all neglected the possibility of a third person hiding inside this room.
Alright then, tell me, where on earth would the third person be hiding? That would be the wardrobe. All traces within the wardrobe show that someone was hiding inside it not long ago.
There was another person in the room. Mr. Shin, was the person hiding in the wardrobe the murderer? It was someone else. The person who hid inside the wardrobe was someone else. Oh? When I arrived last night, this wardrobe was already locked from the outside. If the person inside was the murderer, he would not be able to get out by himself. If the person inside the wardrobe was not the murderer, who could it have been? Last night, I was the one who latched the door. Theoretically, it is highly unlikely for anyone else to have entered the scene after that. There were books piled under the bed and the wardrobe was locked. Nothing has changed. Evidence points to someone in the wardrobe, the only place to hide. The bloodstains prove a third person, the actual murderer, was present at the time of the crime. If the person in the wardrobe was not the murderer, then it could only be this person. Da-da-da-da! If the person hiding in the wardrobe was not the murderer, then it must have been Lope.
What a load of bull. Why would Master Lo hide inside his own wardrobe? Is he playing hide and seek?
That is the only possibility left. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
Shakespeare.
Mr. Shen, what is the reason for Lope to hide inside the wardrobe? It was not of his own will. No, he did not hide inside the wardrobe of his own will. He was hidden inside by someone else.
If the person hiding inside the wardrobe last night was Lope, then who did you meet?
Indeed. Didn't you just say that you only saw Lope in the room when you hung the door latch? I believe that person I saw in this room last night was not Lope, but the actual murderer. When I arrived at Lope's house last night, the candle inside was still lit, but I had knocked on the door for quite some time before someone responded. Before opening the door, they even specifically tried to confirm if we had ever met before. If the person you met was not Lope, how couldn't you recognize the corpse this morning? Last night he wore a hat and mustache, and his back towards me, and the lights were dim. By then, the real Lope had eaten the drugged rice cakes and was moved inside the wardrobe. What you have just said does explain the presence of a third person within the room. Officer Ma, what do you reckon?
These are all just speculations.
Speculation.
You got any evidence that proves the person who was hiding inside the wardrobe was Master Lo? It would be yeah. This is the autopsy report from our initial investigation. It'll answer a lot of questions.
Lope's hair smells of camperwood, confirming he hid inside the wardrobe. How is that so?
The camphor wardrobe repels insects and leaves a lasting fragrance on clothes stored within.
Even if Lope's clothes catch this scent, his hair should not, unless...
Lope was inside the wardrobe and his head was against the partition board the entire time. Don't you forget Master Lo usually wears a hat. That could have just been the scent from his hat.
His hat has no scent. Coats and hats worn frequently don't go in the wardrobe. Mr. Shen's deduction is indeed reasonable. What else have you found on the deceased? Look here. White glutinous rice powder on the collar of the deceased rice cake crumbs. This shows that, like I had, the deceased ate rice cakes that were laced with knockout drugs. He was stabbed 3 times, yet the absence of defense wounds also proves this point. He wore a loose fake mustache, likely removed and reattached. All of the details above are able to confirm my deduction. The Lope I met last night was actually impersonated by the murderer.
What kind of person would dress up as Master Lo?
Mr. Shen's deduction does hold some truth. However, up until Officer Ma broke down the door, the room was locked from the inside.
Yeah, how could the murderer walk out of that room when it was locked from the inside, huh?
Huh?
The front doors are the only exit, and the door latch can only be hung from inside the room.
Please have a look. This is the key evidence to solving the mystery of the latch door. The wood chipper.
Wood chipper. We eat it. We go munch munch.
This is a wood chip? That is correct. The key lies within this wood chip.
I don't get it. Ain't it normal for some stubble to fall from the partition board when moving it around?
No, This is abnormal. I will say, these models are so good because genuinely, until they move, you would never know that this is 3D art. Like a
Models?
yeah.
Oh?
They're sprites.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like, I think some of them are 2D because, like, the way that the hand moves looks very puppeted. But, like, whenever they do the animation for the pointing the fan, that there's no fucking way that's not 3D animated. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's very cool because they don't. They're they're the kind of 3D models that when they're holding completely still, you would never fucking know. And I love that. It's very good. Anyway. The wood chip did not fall on the partition board. It appeared on a pile of clean clothes. More importantly, the inner wardrobe is made of camper wood, yet this wood chip is pine wood. Afu carefully checked and confirmed that the wood chip matches the broken latch. This wood chip is a piece of stubble that flew off when the door latch was broken. As Officer Ma kicked in, the wardrobe had clearly been locked until unlocked by Afu just now. This is extremely abnormal. That is strange. Why would the wood chip appear inside the wardrobe? I've yet to completely deduce what caused the wood chip to appear inside the wardrobe. However, this issue is insignificant at this stage. What we need to focus on is when the wood chip entered the wardrobe and what it uncovers. Mr. Shen, don't beat around the bush. Tell me now, what truth does it uncover? Simply put, the wood chip flew off the broken door latch before the wardrobe was locked, which means that when the door latch broke, the door of the wardrobe was still open.
Shen, the most recent time we know of that the wardrobe doors were open should be before you woke up, right?
That is correct. Then, doesn't that mean... That means that before Officer Ma kicked open the door latch was already broken. In other words, this is not a locked room at all.
Gasp.
Oh.
Gasp, but you're the best, Shen. No wonder the door was so easy to kick open. I just thought it was shabby and old.
All contact leaves traces. The murderer's plan was flawed when the wood chip left the wardrobe and as incriminating evidence. This tiny wood chip was not only exposed to their cunning scheme, but also allowed me to follow their footprints and deduce their true identity. The person who murdered Lope is... you... The murderer of this case is you, Lo Shiwen.
You lie! How could I possibly kill my own uncle? Jay, please, he's trying to frame me.
Well, you believe that Lo Shiwen is the murderer. Where is the evidence? The door latch was not broken when the door was kicked open, but broken beforehand. So, this so-called sealed-off state of the room was an illusion created by the murderer. He appeared to knock on the door, but he was really just securing it from unwanted entry. Until Officer Ma kicked the door. That is when the murderer let go of the door. In this way, he could mislead everyone into believing that the door was locked from the inside. You've all been fooled by his performance.
Hot darn, you treacherous leech! Wait, what? It wasn't me.
Oh, Shiwen, I will tell you this. You are the only person who believes your tricks were clever. This is because your scheme has a fatal weakness.
What weakness?
To ensure the success of your plan, you had to control the door at all times. Through reverse deduction, I can be sure that... Lo Shiwen, you are the murderer.
You lie!
Lo Shiwen, is there anything else you want to say at this point?
He's a liar, deceiver, a fibster, and a cheater, a phony and misleader. I, I, I I have something to say too. Mr. Shen, you made up a story to a bunch of absurd theories. Did you really see it happen? Why in the world should we believe your words? In my opinion, you're the one who is fooling everyone.
Then what evidence do you have for saying that? Yeah, you idiot. You loser.
There's a clear and simple reason. I have no motive to murder my uncle.
See, because these are clearly puppet. These are, but I'm like... Anyway. I'm admiring the animation and the art. Don't mind me.
Which is fair.
He's got me. I barely had time to investigate. I've yet to infer the motive for the murder. For the murder. For the murder.
Lope is my uncle, my family by blood. Why would I want to kill him? What's more important is the problem between you and me. This is the first time we've ever met, am I right?
That is correct. We have never met each other before.
If we've never met, why would I go through the trouble of framing you by killing my own uncle? I couldn't possibly have known about your visit. How could I design a plot to frame you?
It was a coincidence that I had surprised you in your act.
A coincidence? Didn't you just say that all of this was a plot that I designed?
Mr. Shen, is it true that the two of you have never met? That is correct. If that's the case, then Lo Shiwen indeed has no reason to frame you.
Chen, things aren't looking too good for us.
Mr. Shen, could you be mistaken?
No way, Shen's inductions have never been wrong. Induction? More like a one-sided statement. Where's the proof? Do you have any? You think that wood chip is enough? Ha 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 ha!
Well, Lo Shiwen also has a certain truth to his words. Mr. Shen, do you have any further evidence to support your claim? Accusing him without proof is difficult and risks putting me in a tough spot if you're wrong.
Trust me, I'm always right.
Just trust.
Trust. There's shameless people who claim to be detectives. Never thought I'd meet one today. Mr. Chen, you ain't got no proof?
Not at the moment.
Then you leave me no choice but to seize y'all and punish y'all with torture.
Damn it. I managed to come so far with my deduction. Am I really going to let him escape?
Chen, try to think harder. Could it be that we missed some kind of clue? Didn't you always say that you were really confident in your memory palace? Evidence that can be used to accuse Lo Shiwen must still be in this room.
All contact leaves traces. The evidence is non-existent, but instead undiscovered. All objects and all images settle into different locations sequentially.
Yes.
It seems like something is missing from this table. What could be missing from the table? Handwritten.
The calligraphy brush holder.
No.
Ow.
The thing that was missing from the table was Lope's manuscript. Ink on the ink stone has yet dried, and one of the calligraphy brushes has not dried out either. It indicates someone was writing at the desk last night. It could have been Lope, or Lo Shiwen, who was impersonating Lope. The manuscript should have been left at the scene, unless someone took it away. When was the manuscript taken away? I should have an impression of this matter. When investigating the desk, I felt strange. I need to grasp onto this feeling. That will be the case breaker, hidden inside my memory.
Phew.
remember now. I saw a manuscript on the desk when I first awoke. That's why I felt odd during the investigations. This means the manuscript was taken off after I awoke. Someone concealed this clue during the investigation. Who was it? Why would they do this? The most likely person would be the murderer. However, there are still other possibilities. Other possibilities? What's the probability that the emergence of other possibilities? Very low, aside from the murderer. No one else on the scene had the motive to conceal clues. Do you want to be this? Do you want to be my internal monologue for this, so that I don't talk to myself? I just feel bad. I don't want to make you just sit here in silence while I talk to myself.
I'm fine with it. I just think it's very funny. I'm just posing in that very ridiculous way of like, yes, I'm evil you. Don't you see?
I'm your
I've been
evil
evil the whole time.
It makes me think very much of Mystery Room a little bit. The whole Jekyll and Hyde thing. Here, you do it. Talk to me.
Okay. I will talk to you. So how do we treat these low probability events?
We temporarily exclude them from our hypothesis. I'm really busy right now. Could you go away?
No, I don't want to go away. I'm helping you sort out your case, great detective.
Assuming the murderer hid the manuscript, this manuscript must be very important to them. What could be written in the manuscript? Their motive? Key evidence? Last words? Or was the manuscript itself valuable? There are too many possibilities.
You're supposed to be asking. Why would something he risked taking away in broad daylight be left behind that night?
They forgot it.
They forgot it at the scene. Dun, dun,
Although it
dun.
sounds unbelievable, the murderer forgot something when they left the scene. Upon returning, he recognized the manuscript's importance and took the risk of keeping it. This had to be the premeditated murder planned in advance to be able to achieve such coherency. The murderer is a very meticulous person. They also reorganized the crime scene. What kind of thing could they have forgotten?
Are you sure that everything went according to the murderer's plan?
That's right. There was one thing that the murderer could not have planned.
Me. What was not part of the murderer's plan?
Me.
Young addict arrival.
Lo Shiwen himself said that he could not possibly have known of my arrival. However, he actually designed a locked room and framed me for this crime. The most unreasonable part of all of this is that I became a part of his murder plan.
What if you hadn't appeared then?
Evidently, the murderer had another murder plan, which was his original plan. The murderer's plan was foiled by my surprise visit and insistence on meeting Lope. Realizing I had never met Lope, the killer improvised and posed as him to frame me.
So what was the murderer's original plan?
Falsify suicide.
Suicide.
If I had not appeared, there would have been only Lope's corpse. Evidently, the murderer's original plan was to make Lope kill himself in the locked room.
If the original plan was to falsify a suicide, what could be hidden within the manuscript?
A suicide note. It is clear to me now. There must have been a suicide note left on the scene.
Boom, chapow. And all that jazz. We did it, mans.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Shen, if you keep dawdling around, I'm going to resort to violence.
Hold on, everyone stop fighting. Judge Chang, Officer Ma, I am now aware of all of the murderer's schemes. I, Shen Chengping, promise to uncover the truth.
Zheng Cheng, there's no need to listen to his fabrications any longer.
Seeing how much this bothers you, I actually would like to give Mr. Shen another chance. Mr. Shen, although I believe you are at the end of your rope, you may begin. Lo Shiwen and I are complete strangers, yet I became a crucial part of his scheme, because Lo Shiwen improvised his plan. His original plan was to falsify Lo Pei's suicide. To falsify a suicide? Mr. Shen, do you have any evidence? I believe the murderer accidentally left a forged suicide note here when he fled the scene. Oh, there was such a thing?
Mr. Shen, how could you be so full of yourself at a time like this? If you found a suicide note, take it out for everyone to see then. If you really did forge some kind of suicide note, I'ma cuff Lo Shiwen in an instant.
Officer Ma, may I ask you a question?
Go on then.
When I first awoke, I remember seeing a piece of paper on the desk. Did you see it?
Now that you mention it, I think there was. But then again, I don't remember that clearly either.
Officer Ma, you have repeatedly stressed that no one is allowed to tamper with the crime scene. However, during investigations, the murderer secretly hid the note under your nose. Let us search the room again. Find the suicide note.
Tisk, Mr. Shen, I advise you to stop stalling for time. Your ability to make up stories is even better than us novelists.
Mr. Shen, I have already heard a handful of deductions today. Although your deductions sound quite reasonable, after all, they are just one-sided statements. I need to see solid evidence to settle this case.
Chung is so perspiracious.
Since you claim that there is a suicide note, you have the obligation to find it. I will give you one last chance to point out where exactly that suicide note you speak of is.
Juk Cheng, there's not a big difference between... There's one or two chances, perhaps.
Give me one last chance. This is what Mr. Shannon has said himself just now.
You really dig yourself into this hole, huh?
I'm grateful, Judge Chang. One chance is more than enough.
There's no such evidence like that at all.
So, Mr. Shen, please point it out.
Shen, we only have one left. What are we going to do?
At times like this, there is no choice but to take a gamble.
It's in the box on top of the thing. It's a box on top of wardrobe.
No,
It's in the basket next to me.
I'm not playing this game with you. You know what it is. We've done this before. The suicide note is hidden right there.
We have?
Yes.
Where?
I hate when you do this. I hate when you gaslight me. Evidently, it is
I
hidden
don't
on your
gaslight.
person.
You lie.
Officer Ma and I both searched inside and out this house, but no note was found. The only possibility is that the forged suicide note is on your person.
Zheng Cheng, does Shang Chubing want to search my body without any clear evidence? I'm a scholar of Grandma Year. I don't kneel before officials.
Whoa. Lore. Sorry, guys, hang on.
Lore.
We gotta read lore. Privileges of cultivated talents. A scholar who has passed the county-level imperial examination is known as a cultivated talent. Compared to the general public, they had certain privileges. 1. Cultivated talents were able to write a letter of request when they needed to report something to the local authorities, whilst the general public could only write a petition. 2. When facing a magistrate, cultivated talents folded their hands in front of the front and bowed as a courtesy instead of kneeling. Local authorities were not allowed to punish them at will. 3. The general public could not address cultivated talents by their names and had to greet them as my lord. The front door of a cultivated talents house was 3 inches taller than others. 4. Cultivated talents were exempted from partial taxes as well as statute labor. Statute labor. Fun stuff.
No, as you do.
History. If it is necessary to make myself more clear, this is the exact location. It's literally in his goddamn fucking hands.
It's in the basket on top of
I'm
the
going
table.
to destroy you.
Wow. What? That? How could that possibly be hidden on me? Yeah, exactly. It's not hidden.
The manuscript missing should be in the book that you have been holding this entire time. The forged suicide note must be hidden within it.
No, that's not.
Officer Ma, take that book for examination.
You can't take it if I eat it. Lo Shi-wen, stay where you are and don't you dare move. Hand over that book. You what? Get out! Don't come near me. You punk! Stop eating the books. Stop! Stop that! Huh? Lord, look, there actually was a piece of paper folded in here.
I inked a pact with death, awaited his arrival patiently. Tonight he finally knocked on my door. I trouble my last of kin, Lo Shi-wen, to handle my affairs. Please keep matters simple. An accurate foretelling, Mr. Shen. This is indeed a suicide note.
Lo Shi-wen, you ungrateful little bastard. Master Lo treated you with love and care. How could you do something like this to him? I'm gonna sharpen my sword with that head of yours if that's the last thing I do. That's nonsense. He's the one who let me down. So, Lo Shi-wen, are you admitting that you killed Lope? Slander! Lies! No, it wasn't me.
Lo Shi-wen, no matter the circumstances, murder was not an option, nor was framing the innocent. Mr. Shen, could you recall the sequence of events in this entire case for me? Sure. The initial plan was to drug Lope and use the ribbon in the wardrobe to kill him. By using the door latch, he could create an illusion of Lope hanging himself in a locked room. However, during his act of murder, I arrived unexpectedly, insisting on meeting with Lope. Therefore, his only option was to improvise. Oh, that's you. Suddenly
Therefore, his only option was to improvise his plan and frame Shen for the murder.
Lo Shi-wen drugged me, killed Lope, and framed me by placing the dagger in my hand. He thereupon broke the door latch according to the original plan to create a locked room. Not knowing that justice has long arms. How could murder in reality be the same as an imagination of committing crimes in novels? The deceased bled profusely, and it also took longer than expected to set up the scene. As he was in a hurry, there were many loopholes.
Loopholes? What loopholes?
When he broke the door latch, he did not notice the wood chip that flew into his sleeves. He had no time to reorganize the wardrobe and simply stuffed the ribbon into the clothes piles.
Without notice, the wood chip slipped from his sleeves and was left in the locked wardrobe. Hey, Toshi.
Hello, Toshi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The most fatal one was that he actually forgot to take the suicide note with him. So he took away the manuscript from the table and hid the note in it. Am I mistaken, Lo Shi-wen? You are the culprit who murdered Lope.
No, you truly understand. That's mine. It belongs to me. All of this is mine. How could I? No, no way, 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 no. Look at this punk. He just fainted.
Mr. Shen, your performance has impressed me deeply. Not only were you able to clear your name, you also uncovered the culprit. Thumbs up. Officer Ma.
Ordinary.
However, I still have a glimmer of doubt. Pray tell, Your Honor. The handwriting in the suicide note in Lope's manuscript is strikingly similar. Though Shi Wen has not confessed and his motive is not clear, this case faces many variables. In order for this to become an ironclad case, more evidence needs to be found. Am I correct? Yes, that's right. What do you reckon, Mr. Shen? This is giving me Ace Attorney vibes. Yeah! No, because that's a big inspiration for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Lo Shi Wen wore Lope's coat when he was impersonating him. That coat is missing. He probably took the coat when he first left the scene. He must have a compelling reason. Oh, what reason is that? I suspect it was stained with the victim's blood. The drugged rice cakes, as well as Lo Shi Wen, must have been taken them away. He didn't have much time to deal with these items, so they could still be hidden somewhere. Well, Officer Ma, what do you reckon?
I know that Lo Shi Wen is hiding a bloodstained coat. The case is closed. I'll send people out to search for it right away.
Well, what's left of this matter is all procedural. You have suffered injustice today, Mr. Shen. Let's leave this place together.
Ta-da! We did it!
Solved!
Solved, yeah.
Case solved.
Unexpected misfortune.
Wow.
Shen, you don't seem particularly happy even though the case was closed. Is it because you still haven't figured out the motive? Don't worry about it. We'll just go and ask Lo Shi Wen after he wakes up. There is voice acting, yeah.
Yeah, there is
We
voice
turned it off.
acting. Yeah, we just felt sad because we were talking over them and talking over the voice acting, so I just turned it off because I felt bad.
Yeah. But Mooney, is there? Because we know that there's some of the voice acting is in Chinese. But was there voice acting in English? Because I feel like I remembered it, but I can't remember. But
Well, I was just talking about the intro. I never saw the intro, so seeing the intro because if I know that Mooney got to the part where they would have been talking in just Chinese. Okay, because I was like,
Okay.
yeah.
Then
The
never mind
intro
then.
cutscene has full English voice acting though, which threw me off when we first started playing it because I was just like, oh.
Oh, okay. So
The
any
English
people
people
that was
English.
English that was in English. Oh, that was why. Okay, got it.
I
Okay.
see. That's okay.
When we get there, we'll see it.
We're also English
We'll take a
people,
look
so
at
that's
the script.
okay. We can take care of it.
Yes, that is also true. We will, in
Good.
fact, just not speak English for those.
We will speak what little Spanish we know.
We will speak American Sign Language. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I'll turn on my webcam and do it in the American Sign Language that I definitely know to its fullest.
I know it's okay. Don't worry. Trust.
Uh-huh.
I won't turn on my webcam though. I'll just do it.
Yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
just
you'll
have
have
to
to
trust
trust
that
I
that Jin was doing it, I guess. Afu, do you still remember the reason why I came to visit Lope?
For the investigation of that unsolved case of Shen's brother in London 3 years ago. So your brother died 3 years ago, and you think that you said that Lope's novel was related to the unsolved case on your brother. Okay, yeah, that translation was a little confusing because it said Shen when you were talking to Shen.
Yeah, no, they
No.
do that sometimes where they say the name of the person they're talking to like it's third person. I'm assuming that has to do with
Language.
the way that
Thing.
like Chinese or Mandarin is like phrased when they talk to people
Yeah.
sometimes. So yeah, so sometimes that's yeah, because fucking Shen was doing that a lot while talking to fucking Lo Xuan.
Yeah.
Because he just kept doing that of just like, yes, like, so like I think I was asking, like, if I ask Shi-Wen questions, that this will help the case, and then Shi-Wen would respond as if we were talking to him. So it's like, you know. No, honestly,
Yeah.
for a small team, the look is no, it's not bad at all.
No,
like
it's really good.
Yeah,
It's really
and
good.
I appreciate direct translation sometimes as well, because I do find the like format structure of certain things when they're translated really interesting. Just the way that they talk to each other and things like that. Mm-hmm.
When you know parts of how languages formatted in other languages, along with like, hey, they say things very specifically because either that's how they call it, or like because there are like suffixes / like formalizations that just don't really transfer over to English.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to see.
Yeah.
So like, I know one part of that is like referring to people with their names and how you specifically say like, oh, this person, and you say their name in a certain way. That's like a very big thing that really in America we kind of just do not do. And it's one of those things where it's very much in other languages sometimes they do this and it's like, actually, no, not here.
Yeah, like, because, like, the closest we get is, like, you know, people calling people sir or ma'am or, like, miss or Mrs. Yeah, doctor specifically. But, like I know for Japanese example, like, there's not really an equivalent we have to, like, what you use to refer to a sibling or what you use to refer to, like, an older peer. Like, we don't have an equivalent of that. So that kind of stuff
always... like, hey, bro, like,
hello, Tyler, bro.
We don't say that.
Could you imagine if I just started calling him that one day and I didn't explain to him why? Brother Tyler.
Like, the closest again, like, Old English of, like, when they were, like, the fancy nobles, they're like, yes, this is cousin blank, because, you know, royalty kind of thing. It's
language is always so fun.
Languages.
Like, you know, with Spanish, or, like, the fact that, you know, in order to, like, say something's cute, you just literally put ito at the end. You just, like...
Yeah.
Instead of gato, it's gatito! And just, like, stuff like that. It's fun. I love language. It's so interesting. I have such a little brain capacity to learn, like, fully learn other languages, unfortunately, as I've learned, but I find them very fascinating.
Like, for example, that's in, like, American Sign Language, because, again, that one's just one of the funniest stories to me, because instead of the American Sign Language being based off of British Sign Language, it's based off of French Sign Language. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things which is always really funny to me. But, like, in general, for things like a lot of the words and things can have different meanings based on what shape your mouth is making, or, like, your expression. Yeah, because there's some things where it's like, you can be asking a rhetorical question. The reason why you know it's rhetorical is because instead of your eyebrows being down, your eyebrows are up. So, you know, things like that.
I mean, that happens a lot. Like, I know, like, Chinese, like, specifically is a language that's, like, very tonal based. You know, like, what tone and what inflection you give a word can completely change what word you're saying, which... I'll tell you what, with my audio processing, I think I'd die.
Yeah.
I think I'd suffer. I already have a hard time, like, understanding what people say in English sometimes, because my brain just says no. Like, you just don't, you can't hear them. You're listening really closely, and you can't hear them. They're just not real.
Yeah, that's also another thing that I'm reminded of, is, like, how, I believe it's in Japanese for, like, the kanji, a lot of times you don't even fully learn all the kanji that you would know until, like, in elementary school. So it's like you just kind of learn katakana plus hiragana and then slowly start learning other ones. And then even in books and stuff like that, if it's not like a very much like a college textbook or anything like that, like mangas and stuff, sometimes if it's like, oh, this is a difficult kanji, it'll have hiragana to the side because they're probably going to use it often. It's like, hey, this is what that word means when you see it. So, interesting things.
No, I think the translation for this game is... I've seen so many games that are written, like, that are made in English that have, like, worse sentence structure and spelling than this game has, so it's a really fantastic job.
Yeah, for sure.
Due to the particularity of the location of the crime, Scotland Yard ordered secrecy. Including me, perhaps no more than 5 people have been exposed to the details of this case. Recently, I stumbled upon a new detective fiction published in the Shanghai News.
Is it the Confined Room Mystery written by Lope?
That is correct. A novelist living in a rural Hunan could not possibly have connections to the London case. Hunan. Yes. What was eerie about this matter was...
Shen, could it be that...
The details of the crime written in the Lopez novel are exactly the same as that case.
Ah, now that Lope is dead, you've lost another lead.
Our only hope is Lo Shiwen. Perhaps he will know of something, but he is still unconscious.
If that's the case, why don't we go grab some breakfast, then? Let me tell you something, Shen. I walked past this food stall earlier. It had hamburgers. The fermented hamburgers they were smelled really yummy.
That's not what it says. It's not what it says.
Hamburgers.
No.
The spaghetti they were selling so really yummy.
Why are you... It's fermented bean curd. Can you just
I'm
say
sorry.
what's on the screen?
It's one of the funniest jokes in the Ace Attorney series. Okay?
I know.
Okay, anyway. The fermented bean curd they were selling smelled really yummy. Also,
Closed.
wouldn't that just be tofu? Is that not just the referring to... What is that?
I don't know.
Am I not? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I don't eat beans, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. The air outside is indeed much better. Shen, let's go and have some sweet fried dough twists.
Didn't you just promise Judge Chang to help him find the coat?
Huh? Did I?
Since Afu is willing to help, it is certain that we will soon find Lope's coat. Officer Ma, you needn't arrange for soldiers to search anymore.
Huh? Okay. What? But I just wanted to find a reason to go out for a walk. We waited in the court all morning. Lo Shiwen still hasn't awakened. It is really boring.
If the judge asks, how will you explain yourself?
I got hungry. Well, I count on you, Shen.
I didn't agree to help.
I suddenly lost the mood to look for delicious food.
Are you coming or not?
Where?
Lo Shiwen's house. It was his first crime. There might be clues.
Shen, you come up with directions so clearly.
Do you have to... Oh, Master Lo was murdered?
His nephew is the murderer.
That ungrateful Lo Shiwen.
Yes, it is him.
He's even a scholar.
Yes, shame on him.
Let me see real quick. How much longer do you want to go?
Let's get over to the house.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Get to the same point Mooney took us to. God bless me.
Okay.
Not yet.
Soldier 10. Hi, my dude. Cutting down bamboo. Shen, look! This is Makino bamboo.
Hmm?
After carbonization, this type of bamboo can be used to make excellent filaments for lamps. Shannon, that green fish looks so beautiful.
This type of fish is called Bengana decora. It is a unique species found in the Hunan province.
Wow, it does sound delicious. I don't think so.
It would be great to have a fishing rod.
Do you also want to eat fish, Chen?
I just want to go fishing.
Then let me make a fishing rod for you, Shen.
No, let's investigate the case first.
Seems like you went through some internal struggle.
Always. This is a dry well, and there are many ants around the edge.
Yeah.
The door to Lope's house is tightly locked. There are seals on the door.
Now we have to go all the way to the right.
We sure do.
It's required by law. Hello, justice will be served. Oh, there's a circle drawn on this paper, and there's also many words written on it.
This seems to be a pass list of the candidate examination. I'm not sure why it's here, though.
Wow, all these people on this list are scholars?
The candidate examination is divided in county level, prefectural level, and academy level. This list is for the country level examination. But
Well, what, Chen?
nothing. Lore.
Well,
Not
what?
lore, history. I'm just used to saying lore.
We are used to saying Lord.
Pass list of candidate examination. The candidate examination, or tongshi, is the primary level examination in the imperial examination system. It consists of 3 levels of examination: county, prefecture, and academy. After each examination, the examinee's number is announced in the form of a circle. The first examinee's number is raised by 1 character and located at the highest point of the circle center. Other numbers are arranged counterclockwise. The center of the circle is written with a red... I don't know what that means. The red character, which is a long vertical line and a short horizontal line, that like the beginning of the character, that one, which means auspicious. Of the character auspicious. There you go.
Yeah.
I wish. I always find things to help teach me, like, I've seen stuff for Japanese, Chinese, and Korean a lot, and I'm like, I try so hard to retain it, but my brain is not good at retaining.
Yeah.
This is not the direction to Lo Shiwen's house. But there's a guy.
There's a guy.
This is not... There's a guy.
Oh, it's a guy.
This is the courtroom.
There will be no admittance.
Hey, friend.
Chen, is this Lo Shifuen's house?
That is correct.
Sorry, Officer Ma has issued an order that nobody is allowed to enter. Soldier, do you remember us? We're the detectives who solved the Lope case this morning. I remember. You're the accomplice. Accomplice is not allowed to enter.
Soldier, we are entrusted by Judge Chang to search for evidence. Please let us in.
Alright, go in then. You're not even gonna ask for... Okay. Lord is instructed if it's Detective Shen investigating the case, we should cooperate. You knew that then, right? Your words really work. Quite hot.
It's not only hot.
Only the...
Not only is it hot, but it is also very stuffy. It's just the beginning of autumn. Why did he start to burn charcoal?
Does Lo Shiwen have a weak body needing to cover himself with a quilt even in the hot summer?
Afu, do not make assumptions.
Shan, let's finish the search as soon as possible and leave quickly.
Oh, I sure hope we find some useful things here.
Yeah. Shen, there's a newspaper on the ground. This is a report about Lope, but the faces of both people in the photo were repeatedly punctured.
This should be an act of venting anger.
How much resentment must have been in Lo Shiwen's heart? Those walls a bit strange. This blank space on the wall seems to be cleaner than the rest.
Can you analyze the possible reasons for it?
There used to be a calligraphy or a painting hanging on it, but it was recently taken down.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was the one who knew, not you. Wow, isn't this a delivery food box from Cow's Snacks? The snack shop is quite famous locally. Let me see what delicious food is in the food box.
Don't touch the other people's belongings without permission.
Anyway, Lo Shiwen won't be back. What a pity to let it go to waste. I'll take care of it instead. A basket of steamed buns. You're all mine.
It's so hot here. These buns have stayed here for 6 hours. Be careful, they might be spoiled.
Don't worry, Shen. It's not spoiled. These steamed buns are incredibly delicious. The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes, The Adventure of the Navy Treaty, and A Case of Identity. Shen, are these all detective novels?
Translations of the Sherlock Holmes series written by Arthur Conan Doyle. Shen, don't you think the middle bookshelf... Oh, that's you, sorry.
Shen, don't you think the middle of the bookshelf feels particularly empty?
Hang on, hang on, friend. I'm reflecting about Arthur Conan Doyle. Yangtze. Arthur Conan Doyle. Yangtze, the translated name for Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of the stories of Sherlock Holmes, as one of the most significant authors in history of detective fiction. Conan Doyle originally pursued a career in medicine. After graduating, he opened a private clinic which unfortunately did not attract many patients. Instead, the novels he wrote in his spare time gained immense popularity. Besides the stories of Sherlock Holmes, he also wrote novels in genres including romance, science fiction, and historical fiction. Sorry, it's like every time I try to grab the scroll bar, it just doesn't want to grab. It's comedic, almost. Yes, judging from the imprints on the partition, there used to be some ceramic vases in the middle of the bookshelf, but they are now gone.
Shen, there are some pills in this bottle. Could that be a knockout drug?
Let's take a look.
Let me taste them. Smoking cessation pills. Does this Lo Shiwen smoke opium too?
That's highly possible.
So they're nicotine patches?
Sure.
I wonder what's in this cabinet. Let's open it and see. Uh-oh. Many crumpled papers are falling out.
Let's see what is written inside. 30 minutes.
30 minutes later. The killer attacked someone with a rod, but it rebounded and knocked himself unconscious. So the victim turned into the killer, and the killer turned into the victim. Shen, it appears that all the crumpled papers in this cabinet are discarded novel manuscripts.
Very likely indeed.
I didn't expect the Lo Shiwen was actually writing novels.
I love knockout drug. Yeah, me too.
I don't take knockout drug. I'm allergic. His
He's-
ideas are...
That's me. Sorry, I skipped you. Yours said, what do you think of his novels?
What do you think of his novels, Shen?
His ideas are unique, but his writing techniques are not yet mature enough.
Is writing techniques important, Shen?
Certainly. If one only has ideas without proper techniques, it is hard to create a good story. Certainly, Lo Shiwen is not satisfied with his own writing either.
Having crumpled them into paper balls, yet not wanting to discard them. Indeed, Lo Shiwen's life seems rather awkward.
It seems that someone is helping Lo Shiwen improve his writing techniques. These few sheets of paper all have notes written in a delicate and elegant handwriting.
Let me see. Shen, there are some annotations on the paper that look like handwriting. I see. These are traces left by a fountain pen.
Yes, someone used a fountain pen on the table to write something. But the paper with the written words has already been taken.
Shen, who's depicted in this portrait?
It's Moriarty, the criminal mastermind from the Sherlock Holmes series. Lo Shiwen. Oh, that's you.
Lo Shiwen hung the portrait of the criminal mastermind here so we can see him while writing?
Boop.
Molitai.
Molitai, the translated name for Professor James Moriarty, the famous villain in the stories of Sherlock Holmes. He was dubbed the Napoleon of crime, outwardly a university mathematics professor with a respectable reputation, but secretly the head of a global crime organization, masterminding half of the crimes in London. The inspiration for this character is widely believed to have been drawn from Adam Worth, a notorious criminal of the 19th century.
Moriarty. It seems like he admired him quite a bit. No wonder he became a murderer.
Lean.
Bed. A wooden bed. Judging from the color of the wood, it's been around for quite some years.
Me too, Mooney. I love history facts.
Me too. I have also been around for quite some years.
The wardrobe is locked.
The padlock on top is similar to the one at Lope's house. Shen, should I try to pry it open? If I were Lo Shiwen, I would definitely hide the blood-stained coat in the wardrobe.
Alright, it's up to you. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Nap! Okay, have a nice night. 1, 3, 4, 2.
Oh,
Nice.
give me blood-stained coat! Oh.
That is not a
That's
blood-stained
not
coat.
a blood-stained coat.
That's a
That's
bobby.
a dead body.
That's a dead body.
Silly
Lady
Shen.
Work.
That's not a coat.
Chapter 2.
Silly Afu. That's not a coat.
And that's where we stop for the day. Thanks everyone for coming.
I can't leave.
Shen! A ghost lying in this wardrobe.
Yeah, I can't leave yet. There we go.
See you, everyone.
Alright, everybody. That is
Thanks
where
for
we're going to
coming.
be ending today. So that Shinema can go to bed. But thank you guys.
And Morgan can go to bed.
That Shinema can go to bed. Morgan's going to be up for
And
at
then
least 2
Morgan
more
go to bed.
hours.
She must be up for like at least another hour.
Anyway, now we've officially reached the point that me and Shinema have actually played too. So now, if anyone came in late or just didn't know the context, Mooney actually played that entire section for us already. So technically, we've already done all of what you saw us do here today. But now we're caught up. So next time we stream this, we'll be starting purely fresh and not actually know what's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And that's why it's gonna take us so much longer.
Yeah, it's gonna take us a little longer. Not so much deja vu, more of just like I knew exactly what the solution to the case was, and we were basically just reading voices and just chilling. But yeah, so we will be back either next Friday or possibly earlier this week, knowing us, if we have time, with more Murder on the Yangtze River, on the Yangtze River. But I hope you all enjoyed the stream and had a good time and had fun with us here tonight. All of us chilling, and we're gonna go let Chinema go to bed. Everyone say goodnight, Chinema.
Yeah. Night me.
And we're gonna say,
And I would say check out the VOD so you can check out the first 10 minutes of the show.
You should really not do that. I think if you watch the VOD, you should skip the first 10 minutes. Personally, I don't think they're useful for you.
I think it's a very important 10 minutes.
I think your life would be better if you didn't experience the first 10 minutes of this VOD. Personally.
I think they're very important. They're very important. You'll see when you watch them. You will understand.
Anyway, this VOD will be going up immediately after the stream, as well as eventually will go up on my YouTube channel. So yeah.
Just remember, the food of the week is spaghetti and cupcakes.
Please stop. That's not an intro. It's not an outro. No.
It's very important for people to know the food of the week, okay?
It's not. It's... Well, I can do a raid then. I can go raid in Holy Requiem. Although I don't know if I'll be able to stay very long. I want to get out of this chair. I've been literally rocking fervently back and forth in this chair for the past hour because I want to get out of it really bad. So, but we'll do a raid. We'll do a little raid. If you can remember how to do a fucking raid. Oh, he ended? Oh. Well. I guess I simply can't do a raid, guys. I guess I can't. Anyway, it's fine. Is there anyone I do know? Hang on. Is there anyone I do know who's on? If it's no one I know, then I'm gonna just save it, but... I'm not seeing anyone I know. Nope. All right. Well, we're just gonna end it there. But that's okay. We'll get him next time. We'll get him next Homestuck stream. Just you wait. We're gonna get him next Homestuck stream, whatever that is. Don't you even worry. Don't you even worry about a thing. Unholy Requiem, we're coming for you. We always are. Anyway, that'll be the end for the stream. So, what?
I know. I was gonna say an option we can just raid if you wanted to.
Is it someone I know? Because I don't really want to do a raid.
Then it's fine. Then it's okay.
Because the expectation is I have to stay for the raid for at least a minute, and I want to get out of this chair. Okay. I want to turn off my computer.
Yeah, it's fair. This is fair. Okay. Night.
Okay. Good night.
Hey,
good night. Good day. Good afternoon. See you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.